Jordan. I'm here with Isaiah James, running in the 9th District here in New York. Corporate Democrat, I take it you're running against?
Yes, absolutely. She is one of the most corporatist Democrats in Congress. 93% of her donations are large donations and corporate donations.
And who's she?
Yvette Clarke. She's been in Congress now for a little over 10 years. She accepts more money from Amazon than any congressional representative in New York. Big pharma, big insurance, big sugar, big gas, you name it. And we live in, believe it or not, the 9th Congressional District is Shirley Chisholm's old seat. And Shirley Chisholm's motto was unbossed and unbought. And I believe that Yvette Clarke is anathema to everything Shirley Chisholm would stand for. Shirley Chisholm talked about bringing a seat to the table. Yvette Clarke is doing that, but for corporations. She's allowing them to have a seat at the table. They're writing the rules, they're changing the laws, they're why we can't get things passed in this country. So that's why I'm running against her.
And earlier in the event tonight, you talked about your family's background, your father, which I thought was really powerful. Can you share with the audience kind of what inspired you to get involved and looking at your family history?
Well, actually, my wife is what inspired me to get involved. My wife is a teacher in Brooklyn. Part of my activism work is meeting with local officials, bird-dogging them on issues. And I had actually met with Yvette Clarke last January. And I pushed her on the Amazon deal, which she was a big proponent for bringing Amazon to New York City. And we pushed her to rescind her support for that, and she wouldn't do it. So then we pushed her, okay, if you're not gonna rescind your support for Amazon, from this moment forward, will you not take any corporate donations? She wouldn't commit to that either. And I went home and told my wife this story, and I was so upset that either she doesn't care or she doesn't really get what the real climate on the ground is in people's lives every single day. So my wife was like, well, big dummy, why don't you run? So I was like, literally that night I Googled how to run for Congress, because I had no idea. And now I'm sitting here talking to you.
And what are you seeing? Because obviously when you're running against these entrenched forces, they got the money, you got the people, as they say. Are you getting a positive response from those you're kind of canvassing?
Absolutely. People are hungry for somebody who is authentic, for somebody who has their same lived experiences, for somebody who actually gives a damn. Not just panders or say they care, but somebody who knows because they grew up homeless at one point. Somebody who cares about immigration, because my father, to this day, who is a Vietnam veteran, is still not a citizen of this country. Somebody who cares about Medicare for all because my wife has a pre-existing condition. Somebody who cares about the 1 in 5 people in this country who has a disability because I'm 90% disabled from my service in the military. People are craving somebody authentic, somebody who actually gives a damn about the struggle in their life. When we go out and talk to people every day, I am disheartened to see the condition they're in, but I'm buoyed by their spirit, by their spirit of never giving up, never quitting, of pushing through and persevering. And when I see that, no matter how tired I am, no matter how hungry I am, no matter how many times I don't want to get out of bed and do it, I have no choice but to get out of bed and do it.
And I think it's kind of important because you were saying Congresswoman Clarke basically in bed with Amazon.
Congresswoman Clarke is in bed with Amazon.
Amazon just had a big defeat. They tried to get socialist champion Kshama Sawant out of the Seattle City Council. They lost. So what people are starting to understand is basically Amazon owns a lot of these politicians nationwide, and that's why a lot of these politicians are bending over for Amazon. If you're in Congress, how do you even start to diminish the effect of Amazon, Google, Facebook? Then you move over, Raytheon, Goldman. Would you be wanting to join this squad? How do you kind of put a dent in all that?
I would absolutely want to join the squad. Fun fact, me and Representative AOC actually share the same birthday. We're both born on October 13th, but we're actually, my campaign team right now, we're drafting bills and policies. And one of our policies would be that every corporation that donates, if you're a publicly traded company and you donate to a public official, that is made public in the listing. So people know where money is going for. Not that they have to go to the FEC and look it up. It is published every single month, just like the job numbers, just like the healthcare numbers, so people know who you're buying access to, because these companies donate equally to Republicans and Democrats. They don't care who's in office. All they care is that they have access to whoever's in office. That's number one. Number two, there are 3 companies that own the damn world: Facebook, Google, and Amazon. Those three companies own pretty much the world. We need to break up these big monopolies right now in this country. Bernie Sanders talked about it. I'm a huge Bernie supporter. I'm voting for Bernie. Even Warren talked about it. But something has to be done. When absolute power corrupts absolutely, and an absolute concentration of wealth, we can see it's corrupting absolutely. Because Amazon doesn't give a damn about you. They just tried to pull health care from their workers, I think it was at Whole Foods the other day. Facebook doesn't give a damn about your privacy and disinformation. Zuckerberg was just on the Hill saying he's not going to pull down fake ads. Google doesn't give a damn about you. They sell your they sell your information to the highest bidder. When you say, hey, Google this, or hey, Alexa that thing's always listening. They're selling your information. They don't care. These companies do not have our best interests at heart. And it's not just these three companies. No corporation has your best interests at heart. If they gave a damn, they would be a nonprofit. They're a corporation. They're here to make money. We need, in this country, we have the know-how to do it. We did it once before. We need the political courage. And nothing is ever going to change unless we get a critical mass of progressives in office who will put people before profits.
And lastly, can you kind of talk about the district you're running in? What are you seeing? New York is viewed as, the biggest city in the world. New York State is #1 in income inequality in the country. From talking to people, what's their struggles that you're seeing? What is the district? Where are you looking to represent?
Well, it's Central Brooklyn. It's neighborhoods like Prospect Lefferts Gardens, Crown Heights, a little bit of Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, Flatbush, East Flatbush, Sheepshead Bay. It's
so the Boogie Down.
Yeah, no, Boogie Down's the Bronx.
Oh, right.
Boogie Down's the Bronx. That's about hour on the train from here. What I'm seeing every day, we have a cacophony of crises going on right now between healthcare and criminal justice reform, but affordable housing is our biggest one. Central Brooklyn is the epicenter of gentrification. Like, rents are skyrocketing throughout our district and throughout the country. And income has become stagnant, as you know. So when I go into these NYCHA buildings, New York City Housing Authority buildings every day, and see the dilapidated conditions that people have to live in, and you just mentioned, the GDP for New York City alone is $1.7 trillion. That is larger than Canada. That is larger than Mexico. That is larger than South Korea. The fact that we have 110,000 homeless students is a failure of leadership at every level. The fact that we have people who are rationing insulin and struggling to survive is a failure at every level. Like I said earlier, people are craving somebody who won't just speak to the ills that they're going through, but is actually going to fight to change their lives for the better. I have those lived experiences. I know what it's like, and that's why I'm running. That's why I'm here.
Where can people find out more about your campaign?
IsaiahForCongress.com, ISIAH for Congress.com. All the same social media. People can sign up for a newsletter. If you live in New York, you can sign up to host a rally or a fundraiser. You can just sign up to meet me and grab a cup of coffee. I'm a very down-to-earth dude. I literally would love to grab a cup of coffee with you, talk about the issues in the district, and just that.
Thanks, man.